Other operators. There are two. One is comma. Next one is size of. Size of. So what is the use of this operator? Generally, comma is used when you want to declare the multiple variables at a time. Like example, int a, comma, b, comma, c, like that. Otherwise, when you try to display the value in a variable, more than one variable at a time. Like whenever you are printing printf percentage %d, comma, percentage %d, comma, percentage %d, comma. Like whenever in the same way, when you want to take input from the keyboard for multiple variables at a time in a single statement, then also you can use a comma. So here int a, comma, b, comma, c. So here comma is used to separate different variables. So here, where in case of here printf percentage %d, percentage %d, percentage %d, comma a, comma b, comma c. So here this will help you to display the value in the variables one by one. First a value, the next b value, and next c value, so and so. The same way we can also use same thing for the scanf also. Ampersand a, comma, ampersand b, comma, ampersand c. So in these cases, we mostly use the comma operator. Next, whatever the size of operator. What is the size of operator? The size of operator is basically used to find the memory occupied by each variable. Each variable you can find out. See an example, if I declare int a, then the size of a will become as 2. The size of a will become as 2 bytes. Output is 2. So means that the size of operator is used to find the memory that is allocated to a variable. It is integer, it is 2 bytes. It is character is 1 byte, float 4 bytes, double 8 bytes, etc. So if you want to know the size of the variable, then you can use the size of operator. So how can you print this? Printf example, printf percentage %d, comma, size of a. So here the size of a will display the memory size. That is the output is 2 bytes. So see example, if I like this a equal to 4, printf percentage %g, comma, size of a will return the value 2 because it will occupy 2 bytes. When you use this one, printf percentage %d, comma, a, this will returns the value in the variable. So here you have to remember this directly if you take the printout percentage %d, comma, a, it will return the value in the variable. Whereas when you use the size of a, it will return this memory size that is occupied by a variable. So in the same way you can use for any data type. If you use the data type floats, for example, float b, char c, then you use the same, this one will get the output like this. See here, size of b, size of c. So here in the size of b will get 4 bytes and the size of c will get 1 byte. So here it will return the size of a memory size that is occupied by a variable. So where we can use this operator mostly means it will be used in the dynamic memory allocation concept. We will use it mainly in dynamic memory allocation concept. So means if you want, whenever you want to See, generally what happened here, when you declare a variable int a, you can able to store a one value, right? If you take int a of 10, you can able to store 10 value. But in some situations, I don't know how many values I may take. So in that situation, it is too difficult to specify the size at the beginning. So for that purpose, what we'll use, we will use the concept of dynamic memory allocation. That concept will allow you to create the memory locations whenever you want to necessary. And the same way, it is also allow you to release the memory location whenever you want. So in example, if you say int a, it will take one value. If you want to take another value, what you have you will increment the memory location with the help of DMA, dynamic memory allocation. Then it is able to take two values. Again, if you increase, it will take three values, so and so on. After taking five values, you feel that one value is not required to me, then you can also release that value and the memory will be freed. And that same memory can be used by someone else. So this is a concept is called the dynamic memory allocation, which we'll see in later sections. When we come to the point, after the pointer set, you can know about the dynamic memory allocations. So the main concept of using the size of operator is when you want to allocate memory dynamically, you want to know about the size of the variable. So until unless you don't know the size of the variable, you cannot allocate the memory. So that is the concept here. It's called the dynamic memory allocation. So here the other operators are, one is comma operator and size of operator. The comma operators we can use to separate different variables when you're displaying or when you're taking input or when you're declaring it. In the same way, the size of operator is used to display the memory size that is occupied by each variable. So just one up to there. This is about all about the introduction to the C programming language. Next, we'll go to the next topic that is regarding to the what are the different control statements and what are the different looping statements we have. Let us see one by one. The first one is the control statements. Control statements. So what is my control? When you write a code, you may have number of lines. That is called the number of statements. Control statement here means to control the logic of execution of a statement. It means that sometimes after executing two statements, you may need to check for some conditions also. In those cases, what data you have to enter and what input you have to enter, then everything has to be controlled. So if you want to control the flow of execution of a program, then we have to use the control statements. There are three types. One is sequential, selection. Third one, iteration. So there are different sequential control statements, selections, and iterations. Sequential, selections, and iterations. So here sequential means write one by one step. Step 1, step 2, step 3, declare the variable, take the message, display the message, take the input, take the output, next input, and do some activity with the help of the two variables, and finally display the result. This is called the sequential. So one after another one. The selection means you have to select where it has to be go. So means, for example, when you write a program, if something happened, where the logic has to go, and something doesn't happen, where it has to go. This is called about the selection. So we have, for selection, we have different statement like if statement, if else statement, if else if statement, if statement, and a switch statement. And we can also have the statement break. We can also have the statement break and exit. So here we'll see one by one. What is the if statement? What is the if-else statement? What is the if-else if statement? What is if statement? What is switch statement, break and exit statements? So these are all the selection statements. So let us see one by one here, the if statement. It is to check whether the given condition is true. Whether the given condition is true. So it will check only when the condition is true or not. That's all. So my example here, I write like this: int a equal to 10. If a greater than 10, printf value in a is bigger than 10. So this is my statement. So what will be the output of the statement? It display doesn't nothing anything. So why, sir? Here I have declared a variable int a. So which means a is a variable that can able to store the integer value, either it may be positive or negative, right? So I have given the value 10 to the variable a. Now I am checking whether the value in a is greater than 10. No, because it is equal to 10, not greater than 10. So the condition here failed. So because of the condition failed, what we'll get here is we'll get a message that value is bigger than 10. Value is bigger than 10. Whenever you get the message, if the value in A is more than 10, you will get that message. But here, the value in A is equal to 10. So this program doesn't return anything because I am not able to satisfy the given conditions. So if I am not able to satisfy the given condition, I don't get any output from the program. So this is the if statement. So, sir, you are telling that, sir, you have to check the condition. If the condition is true, I will get the answer, otherwise I won't. But the other people cannot understand that why I didn't get the answer. The programmer may can understand that, yes, because of the reason what I have to write the code, I know. That's why I can able to understand that the value doesn't, I didn't get any message. So, but whatever the other, so that's why what we have to say is we have to think about the other side, that is what happened if not. So mean that if a greater than 10, okay, then we'll get a message. If not 10, what I have to do? I have to show that something that I am writing as if else. That I am writing as if else. If a greater than 10, printf value in a is bigger than 10. Here I'm writing continuously else printf value in a is smaller than 10. Smaller or equal than 10. So in this situation, I can able to get the output because first it will check for the condition. The condition is true, then I will get one message. If the condition fails, I get another message. So this is called if else. So when you see in the form of the flow charts, so I can write like this. This is start. After starting the program, I have to go to the next step here. The next step, what I have to do, I have to take a value for variable. So I have to take the value for variable means I have to use this symbol. What is we told that earlier, the symbol parallelogram. So here I will take some input. After taking the input, the next flow will has to go to here. So what flow has to, I have to check. If you want to check for a condition, you have to use the diamond symbol. Here we have two cases. If it is yes, I have to go here. If it is no, I have to go here. So here, if yes, I have to display something. So if you want to display, again you have to go with the symbol parallelogram. Same way here also. Okay. So here it will start. Next it will take the input. Next it will take the condition. The condition is true, come here. Otherwise, go here. So finally, what it has to reach means finally it should reach end. So that's why here I'm specifying the end. So the logic will flow here. So from here to from here to just to flow like this. This is end. So this is I will describe. You can understand. This is start. Start. A equal to 10. So here checking is A greater than 10. So here the condition is first here Y. Y means yes. Here the condition is N, that is no. So if yes, this will go here. And what I have to get display is first message. First message. Here I will get the second message. So finally, I will go for end or stop. So this is about the flow chart of if else if. If we are only want to write about the flow chart about if, we have to remove this one, the else block. No block has to remove. So forget about considering this thing. If you want to go only with the if you want to use if else, you have to write the logic like this. So if else, so it means that what I have to do if the condition is satisfied. Second one, what I have to do if the condition is satisfied, and also if the condition not satisfied. So now go to the next one, that is called if else. Next one, if else. So what is the if else if here? First I have to look for a condition. For example, if A greater than 10, printed A is bigger, else if A greater than 10. Size A less than 10. A is smaller. Else. Def is equal to 0. Equal to 10. So here what I'm doing here is I'm checking for two conditions. First condition is whether A is greater than 10. Next condition is if not, A is less than 10. If not, A equal to 10. First one, A is greater than 10. If S, A is bigger. Else, again check for second condition. Is less than 10. Even though condition fails, then it has to go for the final one, that is equal to 10. So this is used whenever you want to check for multiple conditions. It is not single one. You can choose any conditions. If you want to choose n number of conditions also, you can choose with if else. Okay. So if else it means if you want to go to check, if you want to check for multiple conditions, you will use the if else if. But you have to remember one thing there. Whenever you use one statement under if else if, there is no need to specify the open braces and closed braces. If you specify more than one statement within the after the if or else if, you have to specify the curly braces open and close. See an example here. If a greater than 10, I would like to print like this, print A is printf. So when you try to execute this program, what is the problem here is you can able to get the first message only, because what we are telling here, the condition, okay, you have to go for the loop. Here I am using two statements under the if. So whenever you not give priority to, whenever you are not giving priority to mention the open braces and closing braces, then will take only the single statement. If you want to display both the statements, you have to use here like this. This is okay. Now you will able to get A is bigger. Earlier you can't get. Because every statement, if any control statements or the iteration statements, must start with the curly braces and end with the curly braces. You should have to remember. Sir, why didn't you use in the earlier point? Means if in the situation that any control statement doesn't have more than one statement under the statement condition, then no need to go for a open and closed curly braces. If you do also, no problem. But if you want to reduce the length of the program, it is better to avoid. If any control statement have single statement under it, you can avoid the curly open and curly braces. Otherwise, if you have more than one statement under the control statement, then you have to go for open and closed curly braces also. This you have to remember clearly. Next one, switch statement. What is the advantage of switch? You can go for different options. So you will choose this option. If not, I'm not interested, I go for next. I'll go for next. I'll go for next. So it is similar to the if else if. So what is the use of if else if? If you want to check for the multiple conditions, you will use if else if. If you want to check for the multiple conditions, you can also use switch statement. You can also use switch statement. So what is the advantage of using switch statement is you can reduce the length of the program, which is switch statement, as compared to the if else statement. It is very less complex to understand to anyone the control statement in switch as compared to the if else statement. So how do you write like this? See here, this is the process. Switch expression, start case 1 colon statements break case 2 colon statements break. So you can keep on increasing like this. How long you can go? You can go up to case n. Statements finally you have one class that is called default statements. Finally the close braces. So this is the syntax for the switch statement. Here in the case 1, you have to specify the first condition. Case 2, you have to specify the second condition. Case 3, case 4, etc. till case n. And finally, if you are not able to specify any cases, finally the else block here. So if this condition, else if this condition, else if this condition, if none of those conditions satisfied, finally you have to say something that is an else block. The same way we'll use here the default block. So default block will be activated whenever there is no cases are satisfied. So here the break statement we are using in every cases. So what will be the use of the break statement? See, when you check for the condition, first one, the condition satisfies there itself. It doesn't go for the next condition statements, case 2, case 3, case 4, case 5. Once the condition is satisfied, that will came out of the program. That will came out of the program. That is the advantage. So it means that, that will come out of the switch statement, not program. So it means that whenever certain cases is acceptable, then the switch statement will be closed. There is no need to check for alternates. The statement will be closed and it will come out of the loop switch case, and it will go for the next statements that are available after the switch statement, after the switch statement. So here switch statement is similar to the if else if statement, but where we can use multiple options. Here we can use the multiple cases. Here we can use, we are using the break statement in every case. So what is the use of the break statement? This break statement is used to terminate the loop. Terminate the loop means that whenever the condition is satisfied, then it come out of this loop and it will go for the next statements what are there. So this is about the break statement, switch statement. So what is the default here? Like else in the if else if. So if else if check for first condition, second condition, keep on going for n conditions. If not n condition satisfied, then we'll go for the else. In the same way, If case 1, case 2, case 3, it will go on till case n. If none of the cases is satisfied, then it will automatically goes to the default. So this is about the switch statement. Let's see the programs one by one. How we can use the if statement, if else if statement, if else statement, and switch statement. I didn't mention one statement here, that is if we'll discuss in next section. Okay, let's see into the programs. Control N. So first is documentation section. Program on if statement. Hash include stdio.h main int a printer value for a scanf percentage d comma ampersand a. Okay, here I'm checking the condition. If a greater than 10. So your automatically braces came in here. So if you want to remove, you can remove, no problem. See here, I'm removing here. Okay. Bigger. So this is my program. So let us see. First we have to save the program. Save data.c. So next execute the program, compile it. Here no errors. Even you specified curly brace and open curly and open was no problem. Here also no problem. You can use anything. So I will enter the value for. So I am trying to enter the value 14 here. Then I will get A is bigger. So again I will compile. Sorry, I will try to execute the program. I will get the value 5, which is lesser number. I'm not getting anything here. So in this situation, other people can feel that what is the problem here? I have entered the value, but I am not getting anything. So for that case, what we have to do is we have to use here something called else. Small. Compile. Run. Sorry. Here now here see, I'm entering the value 14. A is bigger. Again I'm compiling here. Sorry, I'm again running here. I'm giving a value 6. A is smaller. So in this case, I'm able to get if it is true and if it is false also. So now go for the next multiple condition. That is if else if a greater than a less than 10. Second condition. So a less than 10, a is smaller, right? So else compare a is and there is possibility of 3 conditions, either greater than or less than or equal to. Whereas enter the value for a, I'm taking the value for a is 4, a is smaller. If I give value for this one is 10, a is equal to 10. So if I give more, it will give a is bigger number. So this is if else if statement. If else, if else. So I will go for now the next one, that is a switch statement. So for this, remove all the things till here. Now switch. Here we have to spell an expression. Here expression is nothing but the combination of variables and operators. But I'm using only one variable here, that is A. So here I'm using case 1. Case 1. Here the case 1 means what is, if I enter the value 1. If I enter the value 1. Then what we have to say, if they enter the value 1, what we have to say, and we have to select it. Otherwise I do one thing. I do like this. Switch off, okay, case 1. Printf Sunday break. I will copy the same cases again without having multiple times yesterday times. So I will go for case 2, case 3, case 4, case 5, case 6, case 7. Let's start here. Sunday, here's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. After all the cases, what I told you, we have another case that is called default case. What exactly we have to mention in the default case is, okay, enter any value between 1 and between 1 to 7. Finally break. So this is the statement. So what is the output here? When I execute this program, if I enter the value for A is 1, I will get Sunday. If I enter this value is 4, I will get Wednesday, like that. See, execute, compile. So no errors, no warnings here. Run. I'll give the value as 3. So first is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It is a Tuesday. See, if I give any value that is more than 7, example 8, enter any value from 1 to 7. So if you don't have the default, the other people cannot understand why the output is not getting. So that's why we should have to mention something on the default that will tell what I have to do if the logics given in the cases are failed. Okay. So you can use the same for different purposes also. Sir, is it required to specify the case 1, case 2, case 3 like that? No. I'm using the numbers that way you can take the operators also. See an example. The same way you can write the same program to perform the calculate also. A, B, C. Take A, B, C. So you take n value for A and B. So here comma, ampersand B. Okay, now see, I'm removing the statement and I need not to require the print here. So instead of printing, what I'm doing is C equal to A plus B. But in switch, what I'm taking, so here we have taken A and B values. Finally, I'm asking for something here that is enter operator. Enter operator. So here I'm taking an operator scanf percentage D, comma, ampersand C. So here for that I have to use the char C. So here what I'm doing, I have declared three variables A, B, C of integer type and one is character type. So I have taken A and B as input values and an operator value for C. So here I'm mentioning that single quote plus. Single quote plus. So means that if I enter plus, it will calculate A plus B and store the value into the C. If I quote minus, it will take C equal to A minus B. So we can write the same cases here. We understand all the operators: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and remainder. The fifth one is remainder. So I'm removing the last case, but I don't want this case. So finally, seventh case also doesn't require here. So finally, the default case. Here I have to specify that enter any arithmetic operator. So if I forgot to enter any something in respect to value, that will message will display. So first go to file, save, and execute and compile here. Oh, somewhere. So because I forgot to mention is comma. So again, go to here and compile. So char C. So char C means C is a character, but earlier has already declared C for the integer. So you can't declare the same variable for both integer and character. So that's why here I'm changing the value as D. So here I'm also have to use a D, and the switch also in switch also have to use the D. I'm declaring D as a character variable. I'm taking input for the operator as an operator and searching for the operator value. Okay. Next slide. I think I don't have any other slide. So I have to give value for A and B. Let us see 10 and 4. So enter any arithmetic operator is automatically came out because we already told earlier that if we take the first character value, it is okay. Otherwise, it will doesn't allow. So then what you have to do? You do like this. Instead of using the you have to use the percentage C here. So instead you do one thing. D equal to get CH. D equal to get CH. Compile. Now run. So 10 and 4. Oh, sorry. 10 and 4. Any arithmetic operator. Let's see.
Sir, you only mentioned 1% day in scanf.
Pardon me?
Sir, you have only mentioned 1% D in scanf. Before the
Yes, 1% is enough. Oh, sorry. Okay, right. Very good. So I take underscore actually. If you take underscore, it is not a minus operator. So again, execute this program. 10, 4, minus. So when I give the minus, what happened here? Something wrong.
Sir, you have to change in the cases also C into D, sir.
One thing. One thing. Right? All right. See here. We are taking the cases, but we are not displaying any here. So here we have to display the value for C. Result is percentage D, comma C. See, I'm taking operator plus, entering the value 10 and 3. The result is 13. The same way, if you take the operator as percentage and give the values as 10 and 3, what is the output here? The remainder is 1. So this is the way you can write the switch statement. So this is about the simple calculator. So here the problem here is, first if you take character as input, that is okay. If you take integer as input, it is occupied already the 2 bytes, so that will become a problem. So to overcome this problem, what you have to do is, first you have to go for the character input, then go for the integer input or float input, whatever, then it will be okay. Okay.